Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Well, today I was kind of messing around to see what all different types of tools and multi-tools that are out there, apart from just Leatherman's, that the new Leatherman bit driver, ratcheting bit driver would fit into. And then one of them that I found that it works really pretty well in, and that is the Milwaukee FastBack 6-in-1. The reason that it works well, first of all, the retention on it is not the greatest in the world. So this is actually the bit that comes with the Milwaukee 6-in-1, which fits very nicely in there. You can take that out and you can fit the Leatherman driver in there. Now the problem is, well, here's the benefit to it. The benefit to it is because this is such a long receiver that it actually takes the entire length of that long shank of the Leatherman. So this is one of the reasons why it works in this tool and not necessarily in some other tools. Now this does not have magnetic retention, and so while it'll hold in there kind of good, kind of decent, as long as you're not directly upside down and shaking, rattling it all over the place, it will tend to slip out of there pretty easily. But then again, this is probably only something that it's not like it's going to be staying in there and you only pull it out of your pocket whenever you need it to drive something. So more often than not, you're going to be putting pressure against it. So I don't see that as too much of a problem, but to some it may be. Now there is a slight bit of wobble to it, and there might be more than what people are willing to contend with. And that's something to be aware of. So if we set it here side to side, you can kind of get an idea. Now once you put pressure on it though, that wobble gets minimized quite a little bit. So let's go drive a couple screws in a piece of lumber, and I'll show you how it works in combination with each other. So I've thrown a T25 into the bit exchanger or the ratcheting bit driver, because we're going to be using 1¼ construction screws, and this is going to be into treated lumber. So I just want to kind of give you an indication, that way you can kind of see, if it's something that might be a viable option for you guys. So what I did is I pre-punched a couple little holes here just to get these types of screws started, and we'll see how she works. Once we get down to there to the end, it's a little tough because of the just the handle of this knife. So we'll flip it over into its 90-degree position, see if we can't get the rest of that. And by doing that, we're able to gain quite a bit more torque, and we can drive it the rest of the way. So we'll extend it back out. We'll try it one more time. And it feels pretty comfortable. I mean, there is, it's not like it doesn't have any wobble to it, but the wobble is actually, to my estimation, it's minimal by comparison. So I think it's something that people can live with. But I think this could be a really good combination, especially for someone who doesn't necessarily carry a multi-tool, but just wants something like this FastBack, and you want to be able to add on a ratcheting driver to it. And the benefit of this one is it has that, it's not a locking stop, but it does have a slip joint stop in the 90-degree position, and so it's actually not too bad. Now if you're working on just something like machine screws, this would actually work quite a bit better. And I was actually really surprised at how stable this is in comparison to some other tools. So you can see that it drives pretty well actually. And even being at slip joint, the way I'm holding this, I have a lot of control over it. So again, it slips out pretty easily because it doesn't have magnetic retention, but because that receiver on that Milwaukee is so long, it really makes a pretty good connection. And I think it's a viable option for those who already have the Milwaukee 6-in-1 or might want to get one and pair it with the Leatherman.